Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Computer Insider. I came across a cute story the other day in the Hamilton Spectator. Cute because it was about an animal rescue, important because it highlighted how much trouble traditional media is in terms of its survival in an internet-enabled world. The initial story is how this gal goes shopping at a plaza, and when she returns to where her car was, it's gone, with her dog in the back seat. Holy dog napping, Batman! This is where things get interesting. The dog has a GPS tracking system built into his collar. So Mom calls Dad, who has the tracking software installed on his system, and they're able to locate both the car and the dog, or so you would think. Close, but no cigar. Because the car and dog were stolen in Hamilton, drove through several regions, and eventually ended up at the Six Nations near Brantford, there's a question of who has jurisdiction and the responsibility to collar the bad guys. In my mind's eye, I see this combination of Keystone Cops meet Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties with possibly a dash of Mr. Magoo thrown in for some more confusion. The story does have a happy ending. Mum calls Junior, who hops into his car, connects with the local police where the car was tracked to, starts the search for the stolen car, and eventually finds it in a wooden area with Fido patiently waiting in the back seat. Dog is fine, the car has some damage from the adventure, but basically the escapade is over, or almost over. The story is picked up by the Hamilton Spectator, but Mum makes it clear that she doesn't want to be identified in the story. I mean, after all, she's just been through a very traumatic event, and who needs all the attention that this story would bring? And no doubt questions about why she would leave her dog in the car while shopping at the mall, to say nothing of the questions that would be raised as to why the cops couldn't jump on this crime quickly and possibly apprehend the crooks. Anyway, the newspaper decides to kill the story because they feel that running too many stories with unidentified names and sources would hurt their credibility. Poor babies, too much news to print. Hey team, have a look over your shoulder. That huge, massive onslaught coming up behind you is called the Internet, where every man, woman, and child on the planet is rapidly being empowered to find and report on all sorts of news stories. The time is at hand where traditional media has to expand and adjust to tailor their content to reflect the presence and potential of the Internet. Think not? Another story in the same paper was how the Toronto Star just laid off 300 workers to remain financially competitive. Obviously, some rational intelligence of the Spectator did say a way to get this story into print, so maybe there's still some hope for the print media. Reporting for Computer Insider, I'm Bob Pritchard.